Flight of the Crow's Wing presents Driving the Cathedral Valley Loop and Outrunning a Flash Flood in our Capitol Reef Adventure Part 2, Utah, June 2022. The loop starts out crossing the Fremont River. The entire loop is over 80 miles of dirt road and travels through BLM lands and the national park. Along the way, the scenery was as beautiful as it was varied. It rolled from sandstone washes to flat pasture lands to bentonite hills and then back into canyons. Early in the loop, we found this abandoned drilling rig that someone had decorated in the usual desert fashion. Far out, man. We stopped at all the overlooks along the way. The first one we came to was the Lower South Desert Overlook, and it looked out over the Jailhouse Rock. The next stop was also an overlook.
Overlook, South Desert Overlook.
It's very much looking over.
Yes. And once again, another day, another storms in the distance. Please be careful, my dear.
South Desert Valley Overlook. I don't know how far you can see there, but it's a long, long way. It's raining over there. And it's raining over there. Hopefully we won't get stuck in the desert. We stopped for lunch at the Cathedral Valley campground, which overlooks the Cathedral Valley.
Rhubarb pie. It was just fresh yesterday. So stuck to the paper. Hang on. A little bit of a mess.
But look at that.
Oh no, look at that. I'm not going to I'm saving some.
Probably a good idea. See if it's as good as the next berry. That'll do.
That's good.
From there, the road dropped into Cathedral Valley, where we found this old cabin. The Morale Line cabin was built in the 1920s. In the 1930s, it was moved to this location to be used by cowboys for shelter when working the stock. This cabin now stands in testament and serves as a reminder of the Old West heritage. Seeing a sign for something called the Gypsum sinkhole we had to go check it out.
Capitol Reef, along the back roads, signed for Gypsum sinkhole. Don't know what to expect. Come upon this. Looks like it's about 150 feet down. What the what? What? There, where you view, is totally undercut by many, many, many feet. Staying back from the edge because it looks like more could fall at any time, and that looks really fresh down there. I'm gonna go back to the truck.
We were now at the halfway mark, and the weather was taking a dramatic turn for the worse as we were approaching the Temple of the Sun and the Temple of the Moon.
Glass Mountain. We got Temple of the Sun, Temple of the Moon, slightly to its left from this view. And a large storm coming this way. This is really cool looking. What is this? Holy cow! What the what? Look at this. Look at this. That is bizarre. Mica, I imagine. Yes, I bet it's mica. Lots and lots. And lots. Mica.
And that was about the time we decided to pick up the pace and make our way out of the desert valley. We were moving as fast as road conditions would permit, but the storm moved faster.
Alright. Finally get caught by the storm.
Very soon, we started seeing water collect in the gullies and the road. We became alarmed as we saw just how quickly it went from a little water to a lot of water. Then came the point when we realized we needed to find higher ground. With Beth looking at her Gaia map, it appeared that the road would be heading up out of the washes in the next couple of miles. We didn't realize just how much water would be moving down the road itself, even above the washes. We became alarmed at seeing the water crossing the road, but we determined quickly we could get through it if we did it right now. As it turned out, the water had not washed the road very deeply yet. In the distance, we could see the road climbing to higher ground. When we reached the higher ground, we realized water was running off the hillside, bringing debris and rocks into the road. There would be no shelter here. Some of the rocks were big enough to be of a concern, but we decided to use our skid plates and roll over them rather than to stop, move them, and risk being caught in a rock slide. If you look to the right of the video, you can see where the water in the wash is now a torrent. This was only minutes after we crossed it earlier. We were amazed at how quickly the water rose. The road dipped closer to the wash, and we had no choice but to continue on. We had an oh shit moment when the road collapsed at the back wheels, causing us to slide toward the wash. It seemed like a long drive from the time the rain started until we got to the end of the road. In reality, it was less than 10 minutes from when the water started to rise. To our left was a wild, ephemeral waterfall coming over the cliff. But man, we were sure happy to see pavement ahead. Out of immediate danger, we were worried about our camp next to a stream, so we decided to head back, hitch up, and move out.
Yes, dear.
Was that the adventure you were expecting?
That was more than the adventure I was expecting. But we made it to pavement.
That was scary.
Thanks for watching.
Hey there, Brian Schnee in the Fox 13 newsroom. Wanted to let you know about a flash flood warning coming down from the National Weather Service. This is the time of year where you really need to be paying attention to those National Weather Service warnings and the warnings from our meteorologists here at Fox 13. If you're going to be in some of these specific areas, slot canyons, dry washes, Capitol Reef National Park, for example, has plenty of those open, dry washes that immediately flooded out
doing something stupid, take the video and YouTube it. Tell the others how I tried to make them proud. My last words. No, wait, I can do it.